I think everyone agrees that Draymond Green is one of the best defenders in NBA history. Obviously, more recently popularized that tweener category that players come into the NBA with, and what was once looked at as a positionless problem is now viewed as an incredible asset with the versatility that he has. And this game against the Milwaukee Bucks is a great example of why Draymond Green is still one of the better defenders in the NBA. So the very first play, you would wonder, why Draymond would fight over on these screens against Giannis. And you could make the case going under is the right idea because Giannis can't shoot. But the idea behind this is that Draymond doesn't want to give Giannis any momentum, right? You don't want him just getting downhill. So by staying attached to him and staying physical, letting him feel you, you're kind of impeding him. And Draymond is just one of the best at doing this. And he gets around Draymond Green after that screen. Quentin Post is there to kind of contest it. And right when Giannis thinks he's got a good chance to maybe draw a foul or get it over Quentin Post, maybe he thinks Draymond's gone. Here's Draymond still in the picture, not worried about Kyle Kuzma. He knows that Giannis has his head down, and there's the block. The first block of the game for Draymond. Here's clip number 2. And right here is just understanding your opponent, right? Knowing your matchup. Draymond Green is just as far down as you can be, right? Away from a player. He's at the free throw line, just in a complete drop away from Giannis, understanding that that is not the threat. And he is in a position to help, right? Because we got Moses Moody here icing the pick and roll, which obviously means he's just forcing Dame to the sidelines away from the middle, right? This is standard defense, pretty fundamental stuff. And Damian Lillard is aware that Draymond's going to be down there to meet him. So Dame's going to try to get downhill and I guess draw Draymond far enough so that he can maybe get Giannis to make a play out of a pass. So Lillard makes the pass. Draymond welcomes that three-pointer by Giannis, and it was the last one he took all game for a reason. Here's some pick and roll coverage for Draymond. Always anticipating, always waiting to see if his teammate gets beat so that he can plug that. And Draymond again in that deep drop, right? He actually comes up to show, which in most cases, a lot of other players would just be out of position and out of the picture. But Draymond stops right away on that pass, and he's actually able to get back, avoid any unnecessary contact that could be deemed a foul. And look at this separation between him and Giannis. This is a perfect block. That's as great as it gets without fouling. And Giannis is just in disbelief on that play. Just a great block by Draymond. Here's a good one where Brook Lopez finds a nice little mismatch, right? He wants this post up on Draymond, and looking at it from this angle, really looks like Taurean Prince should have just dumped it over there and let Brook kind of figure it out, right? But TP likes the matchup with Quentin Post, right? He's got a slower footed big on him. Really good way to attack the closeout. Like, look at that foot on the top right, his left foot. So that's a super easy attack that most NBA players are able to read. Quentin Post gets away with some fouling, trying to stop him from getting by him. And this is just a horrible attempt by Taurean Prince in the paint. Just a floater from so far away, just like an underhand layup. And there's Draymond Green just fully abandoning Brook Lopez and getting to that contest and grabbing his second block of the game. And here's Draymond, right? Cheating away from Giannis again, right? To show a body, right? Show a body on the drive, not worried about the kick out, and just arms straight up. Kuzma misses, and it's another stop right here. So here's Dame off that handoff from Brook Lopez. And look, Draymond's aggression on this play actually almost allowed a wide open three being made by Dame, because he accidentally bumps into Moses Moody, and it's just a completely uncontested deep three from Dame. And Draymond doesn't give up on the play. He crashes the boards right away, and Quentin Post and Jimmy Butler, they're kind of just waiting to see where the ball's coming from. But Draymond's not going to wait. He just jumps in there, throws his hand in there, tries to, poke the ball away, do something, right? Do something to affect where this rebound is going to go. And that secures it for the Warriors. So here's Draymond switching on to Gary Trent Jr. And instead of chasing him around, he switches really quick, right? He concedes it, right? Allows Quentin Post to kind of take it over, and then he quickly comes over to Brook Lopez. Gary Trent Jr. takes a pull-up too, and immediately look how quickly Draymond gets into position to box out Brook Lopez. Like, this is basic stuff. It's fundamentals, but look how quick he just gets these little things done. Here's another one of those plays where Draymond understands, right? He's on a not so good of a shooter, Kyle Kuzma, in the corner. He is essentially the last line of defense if he wants to cheat over. So Giannis acting like he's going to set a screen for KPJ, and he slips instead, right? He ghosts that screen, kind of breaks free. This would have been a really great play, and obviously Giannis would just catch it, come back down, and get a dunk. But look how far away Draymond has cheated from Kuzma, just knowing that this was going to be a possibility on this little, pick and roll action. And there's Draymond again getting a hand on the ball. Deflection, and they're going the other way. I really like this subtle defensive clip by Draymond because it doesn't really look like he's done much, but he is really anticipating the Damian Lillard floater or even potentially the drive. But he's also not completely forgetting about Giannis, right? He knows that that is the easy option for Dame, like the bailout, right? Just throw it up and maybe Giannis catches it. And Jimmy Butler's doing a really good job of also, holding Giannis as best as he can, right? Just kind of trying to slow him down to get him from cutting to the basket. And Draymond shows enough for Dame to decide to then pass it off to Giannis, but Draymond, obviously great anticipation, already knows that that's where it's going, and he's already in a position to contest this. And look at the contact that he absorbs from Giannis before he just gets to the contest. And, luckily, Giannis not going to miss many of those around the rim, but really good job absorbing the contact and contesting. Here's another one where Draymond is all up on Giannis' space, right? Not letting him get comfortable. A lot of people cheat back, right? They're kind of like allowing Giannis the shot, but you're also giving Giannis a lane to run, right? Like, you're giving him some momentum to get downhill. And Draymond Green doesn't really do that. Like, he really stays attached to Giannis to just make him feel uncomfortable. Like, if you're going to get by me, you're going to do it with a dribble, and you're going to do it through contact. And here's where Draymond cheats away from Giannis to take a little swipe to force a pickup, right? And there's Kyle Kuzma picking it up. Easy little kick out to Giannis, and Draymond is in no hurry to close out on that, right? He understands, I'm going to allow the three, and I'm also going to allow the mid-range shot, right? What we're not going to allow is him getting to the rim, which is obviously the more difficult task. So Draymond kind of, staying on his ground, staying high as well, right? Ready to contest, because he knows Giannis has improved on the mid-range, but he kind of baited him into taking it, and that's another miss and a stop. Standard pick and roll between Dame and Giannis. Giannis obviously, not really setting that great of a screen, but, Warriors actually end up switching this, and Draymond is trying to stay in front of Damian Lillard as best as he can. Not only does Draymond stay with Dame on this play, I think he actually manages to get that block as well. So that's another stop there, just blocking Damian Lillard on a drive. And here's one where Draymond is more worried about the drive than the shot from Kevin Porter Jr. for obvious reasons. He's not really a lights out shooter. And Draymond kind of baiting him into wanting to take that shot, and successfully does that. And then he's able to actually get the block. And here's Giannis trying to kind of force it, right? Trying to kind of get him in foul trouble to take him out of the game. And Giannis rises up on the fadeaway. Draymond at this point has done his job. He's absorbed contact. Giannis has gotten nowhere, actually fading away at this point. Can't back Draymond down. I don't think people talk about how strong Draymond is enough. Here's that play, that famous play at the end of the game where Draymond's got 5 fouls, and the broadcast lets you know that as well.
Remember, Draymond with 5 fouls here. Giannis knows that.
There's Giannis trying to get to that paint, but Draymond just mirroring his every move, moving quickly, right? Just really good footwork by Draymond. Staying attached, making sure Giannis feels him. And right before Giannis rises, Draymond's already in a stance where he's just completely vertical. Giannis takes a tough, one-handed kind of hook shot. He misses it, and Warriors get another stop, and it's off to the races. Draymond had 3 points on 1 of 6 from the field, 0 for 5 from 3. This was a scrappy game that went down to the wire, and defense was really what turned the tide for this team. And Draymond Green was at the helm of this team's defense.